You can raise your level of consciousness through research, investigation, through meditation, through study, through tools like yours that help people tap into a higher level.
Where do you see this world of health optimization going?
And I just think the sky's the limit. I get so excited when I start seeing more people at things like this and more technologies. There's just so much information out there and so many ways we can hack our intelligence, our health, our spirit, and I just feel like because it's becoming popular and more accepted, the sky's the limit for what we're able to do.
Hey, BrainTap Nation, this is Dr. Porter, and I'm here with Biohack Your Best Life. They have their own podcast, but they're here at the Biohacking event with Dave Asprey. We're going to talk a little bit about BrainTap and other mind-expanding concepts. You might know Billy Carson because he's famous in his own right, talking about things that are out of this world and in this world, but they're really exciting. If you've never checked him out, we want to do that, but we're talking about biohacking. So tell me a little bit about how you're using BrainTap and where you see that going. And
yeah, so I've actually used BrainTap for quite a long time, and I loved it so much that when we launched our podcast, Biohack Your Best Life, we started to talk about it a lot because of the help that it's helped me a lot with anxiety. So I can feel almost immediately when I use the product, I can feel my nervous system shifting from sympathetic to parasympathetic. I can literally feel it, like a down regulation after I use the product. So sometimes we bring it on flights and I'll just be sitting on a long flight. You know, we travel the world. So it helps, you know, it helps the recovery and helps jet lag too.
So where do you think, what's going on that's causing so much stress in this world? I mean, it's like they're shutting down our heart center and they're causing us to become more reactionary. What's going on out there?
Oh man, I mean, you could speak on that. It's just, you know, it's these systems I think are very old-fashioned, and we just need to step into more of a modern way of life. You know, just a new way of thinking because it's just
I think when you look at the news, a lot of people watch that. This is mental torture.
Yes.
It's designed to put fear into us.
Yes.
It's designed to separate us from who we are. A lot of the divide and conquer tactics that they implement through, whether it's through religious beliefs or political or whatever, it's designed to keep people apart. Man, that creates a lot of stress on us because I think innately people don't want to be apart. I think people want to collaborate and be together and love one another. But the systems that are in place and a lot of the stressors that they've put into us through the food are also, you know, keeping us divided and keeping people stressed out. And then, of course, the economic system is stressing people out like crazy with inflation and everything. So this device you have is amazing.
Yeah. So I know that you believe this because I've listened to you talk before, but we're innately supposed to evolve and improve. But I think the fear dampens that. It makes this so we don't, like, that innate intelligence that wants to come out doesn't happen. Talk a little bit about that maybe. Because that's really what I want to hack consciousness too. I don't want to just, I mean, health is one thing, but once you get to a certain health, you start thinking about consciousness. So you don't have to worry about survival anymore and threats. So,
well, if you can get yourself into a specific state of mind where you can begin to see through the veil, you can begin to understand who you are, what you are, the power that's inside of you, then you can be able to really become alive. You can raise your level of consciousness through research, investigation, through meditation, through study, through tools like yours that help people tap into a higher level. They get them into an area where they can begin to tap into it. Your machine, your equipment doesn't do the work for them.
Right.
It allows them to do the work for themselves.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, it brings your nervous system out of stress. So once your stress is gone, then you're able to look at life from a whole new perception. And you're able to see, okay, well, in this situation, I can do this. You kind of part ways from your actual physical self, and you can kind of look at it with a higher perspective and really make a conscious decision. Whereas before, when you're so stuck in stress, you have no space between stimulus and response. So you don't have any conscious thought in there. But when you drop the stress load from your body, you're able to have that conscious thought between stimulus, and then you can respond.
You're also doing an award show. I found out I was just nominated for some award, which is awesome. So tell us a little bit about the award show and tell us about some other technologies maybe that you're finding that are out there that maybe our listeners should check out.
This is our second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards. Last year was our first one. We had over 1,200 people from all over the world that joined us last year, and it was a beautiful event. We felt like people should be honored for the work that they're doing to help raise consciousness and awareness and make the world a really better place. So that's why we came up with the idea to do these award shows, and yes, you are nominated in the field of health and wellness because we talk about your products all the time, and people are starting to really catch on, and so they voted. So super cool. Last year, Dr. Daniel Amen actually won the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Awesome.
So yeah.
He was there to receive it.
Yes, yes.
He's here. He was here yesterday, but that's awesome. Yeah, so tell us, what are other technologies you're seeing are cutting edge out there that maybe they don't know about? Because a lot of people come to BrainTap, they've never biohacked. They don't even know what I'm doing here. You know, this is, I didn't know I was biohacking in 1986 when I invented it. You know, that was, you know, we were just trying to help people upregulate their parasympathetic system and get out of stress then. Now it's even worse, you know, so people need it more than that. So what technologies are you seeing that are like cutting edge that you're really excited about?
So you know what, it's like a lot of old stuff, but it's just becoming available for people to see now, and people are starting to become more accepting of these technologies. So I mean, I love LifeWave. I don't know if you've ever heard of LifeWave.
I got it.
Yes, me too. We all do too. We all got some LifeWave patches. It's photobiomodulation. I love it. We wear that pretty much daily. Other technologies, let's see. We have the hyperbaric oxygen chamber at home. We live by that. Dr. Amen prescribes Billy the hyperbaric last year, a couple years ago, for a brain injury that he had. So he healed his brain through the hyperbaric, so that's cool. And then I also love Neurooptimal, which is a form of brain training. So we have that device too, and that's made massive changes in my life as well. And then some of the things I've seen in here, I mean, there's just so much cool stuff at this conference. I mean, my brain is like, we did a liver test.
Where do you see this world of health optimization going? What do you?
Oh my God, I just think the sky's the limit. I get so excited when I start seeing more people at things like this and more technologies. I mean, there's just so much information out there and so many ways we can hack our intelligence, our health, our spirit, and I just feel like because it's becoming popular and more accepted, the sky's the limit for what we're able to do.
Tell them how they can find out more about the Biohack Your Best Life podcast.
Biohack Your Best Life podcast is on the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast Network on youtube.com/the 4biddenknowledge.
Number 4.
Yes, it's the number 4.
We've got to all work together and change consciousness. I'm on a mission to better a billion brains because I think there's something called the Maharishi effect. I want to change the morphogenetic field of the planet.
Yes.
Where people are tapping into the wrong station.
Right.
We need to get them tapping into the station that's health and healing and love and prosperity. And,
absolutely.
you know, there's plenty of everything. It's just they want to feel like the 1%ers or whatever that is, they want it all, and there's plenty of, like, even they say we're overpopulated.
No.
Somebody did a study and they said everybody in the world could live in Texas. And if they'd have as much space as they have in Japan. So that we're underutilized. You know, they're not maximizing the capacity that we have on the planet. So that's where technologies are going to come into. So have you seen any cutting edge technologies out there like power and things like that might things like that might, because that's one of the resources that they keep telling us that we have this shortage of, but I keep hearing of these incredible devices that are out there.
I think the next big push is moving towards hydrogen. I think you'll see a lot of EVs will begin to die out. The EV market's going to die down significantly, probably predominantly commercialized vehicles only. And hydrogen engines and hydrogen-powered Navy vessels and ships and airplanes is the way that's going to move into. A lot of technology has been developed in the area of hydrogen. They have hydrogen fuel cells now. Even in Detroit, the car capital of the world, they're shifting all their development now into hydrogen engines. And that's where it's going to go. Rolls-Royce developed the first hydrogen jet engine, which is already been flying.
Anything else you want to share with BrainTap Nation that we haven't talked about?
I mean, you can check out our podcast too on 4bk.tv, our own TV network that we have.
You want to get your mind blown with some truth?
This guy.
He throws truth bombs out there that, well, first of all, you won't believe it, and then you'll research it and you go, oh my God, it's real.
Yeah, then you'll see it's real. You want your mind.
Spitnosh TV app is on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Samsung TVs, the iOS App Store, Google Play Store, and of course the web at 4bk.tv. Get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app. There's over 3,000 episodes of content, documentaries, movies, shows up there. Have a blast.
All right, so BrainTap Nation, like and share this. Anyone you know that wants to learn more about biohacking, please check out their podcast. They're doing it all the time. If you want to learn about consciousness and the reality of what's happening in the world, then you're going to check out Billy's podcast and all of his stuff on the Forbidden Network. And we're here to help and support you. Remember, we're going to change the world one brain at a time. Right now, it's your brain. So please like and share this with anyone you know that needs to improve their consciousness, improve their life, and get a better brain function. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on our mission to better a billion brains. Follow at Dr. Patrick Porter on social media for updates, and remember to practice brain fitness every day.